Namaskar. Welcome to another video from the chess researcher. And today Rijit will talk about his favorite variants in chess.
So yeah, chess.com has released many chess variants, and mainly it helps when you are bored playing normal chess. So among the chess variants, two were my most favorite ones. One is the automate, and another is, you can see, the atomic chess. Um in automate, it is very interesting because you have to give the initial position of the board, and you fight with another opponent who also provides the initial position, and uh, top chess engine plays your initial position. So
And also, automate is very interesting because it reflects our human nature that we do not want to work much.
yeah, yes, that also counts. So automate is really another game, and it deserves its own true videos. So in today's video, I will show you atomic chess. So beginning with the rules, as you can see, it starts with the normal initial normal chess piece boards. In atomic chess, there is a twist in the rule, because here the captures usually occurs in an explosion and the pieces gets removed. What do I mean by that? Let's see. If I play e4 and say the opponent plays 5, board clear. Uh,
Yes, the board is clear. Board is coming.
okay. So e4, e5, and this is normally the Scandinavian defense. So if I take on that e5 pawn, actually, as I mentioned, both of the pawns get cleared, and you can see, hear probably the explosion sound. So
Yes.
and another rule is that, say, on the exploding square, let me play some of the moves. Okay. Uh, so now it's black's turn, and if black captures my pawn, what will happen is the surrounding squares, if it contains any pieces, and I mean pieces, not pawns, like the king, queen, bishop, or knight, that piece will get exploded also. What do I mean by that? Say if I capture this pawn, this knight will vanish. See,
And
and
also to mention that this explosions and vanishing occurs in one square radius
yes,
with respect to the thing
mm,
which is being captured.
yes. So here the e4 square is where the capture occurs. So these squares which I am highlighting with the mouse. So these squares, if they contain any pieces, they that pieces just explode. So I only mean pieces because it's not pawns. Say suppose I play this, and I played.
And you take with the knight. You can take with the knight.
Yes, obviously. If I take this pawn with the knight, my knight vanish and that pawn vanishes, and
That pawn does not vanish because
the
that is a pawn.
surrounding pawn does not vanish.
Yes, the
Yes,
surrounding pawns do not vanish.
yes. So
That,
this is the main rule, and the most amazing and interesting thing with atomic chess is actually the kings can hug each other like this, literally hug each other. And people might think that, what is the logic, that how can king hug each other?
the logic is
Capture
that
it.
section 377 has been decriminalized.
See, here the king and king are also can literally be in touch with each other. This is mainly because, think about this in the following way, that the king cannot capture anything, or mainly because atomic chess, captures means explosion. So like, if this king were to capture this king or this pawn, the king would explode, right? So the king cannot capture, and that's why the king and king can stay very close to each other. And
Okay, I have a question. What will happen if the pawn captures the pawn? Like if the white pawn captures the black pawn, then what will
okay,
happen? Move it to
now
the condition where they were hugging each other. Not now. When they were hugging each other. Yeah.
yes. So
Now make the
last
white
move
pawn capture
was,
the black pawn.
yes, last move was no. This pawn cannot be captured because
Exactly.
this king both would explode.
Yes. So you cannot do
It
that.
does not allow me to do that. But in the previous move, this is now black. No, this is now white's move. Now, if this pawn is captured, actually
Yes.
wins. Black wins on the spot because on the capturing square, the adjacent square, the king is placed. So if it is captured, and see, the king just exploded. So
And died.
yeah, kind of. And so this with these interesting rules, I actually got very much interested in this game, and I literally play this variant each day and every day. So as a result, you can notice that I am very happy to announce that my rating has gone up to 1700s in this variant. So
Nice.
which is more fact is more amazing that I also today first beat an 2034 rated player, and I was like, whoa, what has just happened? My did my opponent not play fairly, or did I play very high rated?
Or maybe he was just giving a YouTube giveaway.
Maybe, but I don't think so, because each position that I played, it was so tricky and so trappy that he was literally forced to lose. So okay, so let's see this game. uh, Actually, the thing is, if you get white, and I think white side has a little benefit, mainly because did you know that in atomic chess you can mate in two moves? Let me show you. The first move is knight to f3, and another fact is that in atomic chess, knight and a queen is very powerful. I
And also, I think the rook is very powerful, like much more powerful than we have it in normal chess, because you can't take the rook by the
yes,
king,
yes, yes,
but the
if
rook
the
can push the king to a
yes,
corner square and then mate
yes,
it.
yes, exactly. But only if the rook gets an open way to, like, go and
Hmm.
take the king.
Right.
Also, I think I missed one rule. Is how you can win in atomic chess. You can either win by capturing some pieces adjacent to the enemy king, so the king would explode, and also you can deliver checkmate in this game. So you will think, how can checkmate occur? So a game like this occurs, and I move my piece. Okay, so you have to remember that whenever a capture occurs, the threat is that always pieces open up and the doors open up to various attacks. So see, so I have to okay, that is not possible because the queen will take that. Okay, says
Hmm.
I play this. Now that's a threat. So I move my piece, and say suppose he gives a check, and obviously the normal rules of chess also applies here, so that's why this makes it more interesting. So let's see. If I say suppose move my king up, the queen can give another check. See, this normally does not occur in normal chess, because how can the queen come so close? Because the queen can just touch the opponent king and give a check, but the queen is untouchable. The queen cannot be captured because the opponent, my like white's king, will be destroyed. So this
Well, what you mean in short is that GM Abhish Matthew moves will not work here.
exactly. So the king, even if he desperately wants to, I mean, take that queen,
Take his opponent's queen,
yes, he cannot. And
which is really good if you see, like it prevents adultery.
exactly. And okay, he cannot go there. What? Why are
Can you
you
stop
moves?
stop tormenting
Yes,
your own
yes.
king? It's a checkmate, right?
Yes, this is a checkmate mainly because the king has nowhere to go and king cannot capture the opponent king, a queen.
Queen.
So this is the main actually in the 1500 rating players they usually win by capturing something adjacent to the king, and above 1500s I have seen many players like 1700, 1800, 2000, also 1900. They win mainly by checkmating the king, and that's the thing that is very hard to find. Okay, so let's see my game and how did I defeat such high rated opponent. 2000 player is like very god level player. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, Also, I want to show another. Yes, the mate in two. In atomic chess, you can really mate in two moves, mainly because this move, and say suppose you make this move, this is a mate in two. Mainly, why is this a mate in two? Because of this fork. This pawn and this pawn is forked by the knights. Hence, the knight is very powerful because you have only one move to give and you can move any one of the pawn. Sorry, not like that. Any one of the pawns. So even if you won this pawn, you lose the game by that pawn and the king ultimately explodes. So that's the mate in two, and hence this knight move is very common. So in order to prevent this mate in two, only move is this, because this actually controls these two squares and prevents the knight from jumping in those two squares.
No, there are other moves also. Like if you played pawn g5 or say pawn e5, you could do that also.
Uh,
Like that.
Pawn
That
g5 does not work.
why?
G5 also does not work mainly because of this.
Oh, oh yes.
So
Pawn e5 will do.
Pawn e5 will do for amateur atomic players, but it will not do for normal players because in 1700 or 2000 rated, you will see that knight ultimately coming in that way, and that threatens that. So you will
Ah, so you move the
forced
pawn.
to move that pawn, say one square. But now
Hmm.
this comes and
Then you move your queen.
okay, and you think you can save your queen by moving your queen? Actually, not.
Hmm.
This loses the queen to this check. So this is a check. The king cannot move here.
Wow.
Say why?
Right.
The king cannot move here because I will take that bishop, not to take that bishop,
Hmm.
actually to blow up the king, and you to
Yes.
capture that knight. Okay, so again to all the viewers who are new to atomic chess, what will happen, and you can pause the video, what will happen if I take that knight with my pawn? What explosion will create? So think for 2 seconds and
2 seconds is over.
yes. So if you take that knight is gone and the pawn that captured
Also the
is
queen.
gone, and also the queen is gone. Yes.
So I think taking with the queen is better. Like
So
you
yeah,
are losing
taking
the queen, but not a
yes,
pawn.
yes. Actually, that pawn also helps another way because if you think like symmetrically, there are two knights on the board. So this knight can come here and this knight can come here. So if this
Hmm.
knight comes here, again the pawn movement also prevents this knight.
Right.
This pawn actually on this c7 square is very important because it needs to come and protect this c6 square, I mean the b5 and the d5 square, to prevent this knight. So control of the knight is like visualization is very important, and hence I find atomic chess very pleasing and helpful for even normal chess also. Okay, so
Yes. Now we shall go to the game which you
yes,
played with the 2034 rated player.
yes. So I played with the most commonest move, knight f3, and obviously,
Most commonest, and somewhere down there Shakespeare died.
okay, never mind. And he plays the only move that not loses on the spot. and defensive move. Actually, black has to defend with his heart and with his life. Actually, there are many traps in this move. The most commonest trap 1700 will use is e3 pawn move. I will show you later why this trap. And the next move is trap which I myself invented. So it's again moving this knight to this d4 square. So what does this achieve? This actually this is a very common trap, and after I won many games with opponents, they started learning the why behind this and the ideas behind this trap, and that's because the knight can jump into two squares, and if the knight comes into the b5 square, this attacks this pawn and the queen will be gone if black is not alert, and this attacks this pawn, and that's very dangerous pawn that is literally close to the king. So in this thing, mainly you will get players playing this move, that c6 move, because it prevents the knight from jumping here. And then you, if you play this, he can play this knight move to, like, sorry, e5 and continue the game. The game can occur, but the best reply is from black is actually a counter attack, which is this, the amazing move. So Shamanna, why do you think that this is a very dangerous counter attack on white? Let's.
Because see, if I was to play, if he did not give this move, the only move which I would play would be knight f5, knight f5. Then I would go to knight e7, and then I would take his queen, because he would have no way of saving his queen.
Mhm.
So by
Not queen
giving this,
also, because the king is also gone.
yes,
That
the
explosion
king is
occurs.
blocked. You can't take it with the
Mm-hmm.
bishop. So you
Mm-hmm.
and the white square bishop can't also be moved. So you will take the queen. So
Mm-hmm.
you gain a direct advantage. So by giving this
Mm-hmm.
knight h6 move, what he did was he first blocked my knight from going into f5, and
Exactly.
so I cannot take his queen right now.
Mm-hmm. Uh, there is another problem. I just now mentioned that the knight has two squares to go, two squares to jump in and go here. So if he covers this square, that f5 square, so theoretically I have this b5 square, so I can literally go to this place. And is there any problem with this move for white? What do you think?
Mm,
Is there is any counter?
of course, there is some problem. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said it like that.
Exactly. My suspense filled tone is a great clue. So yeah.
But I think there shouldn't be any problem. You can just, if he plays some wrong move, you can just take his pawn and be
Yes,
happy with it.
and his queen is gone. But
Yeah.
the higher rated opponent will obviously give their queen and checkmate you. You know how? Because this
How?
move is losing on the spot.
Why? Why?
Yes, this move is losing. This knight to b5 move is losing. So
Show it to me. Show it to me. Why?
if I play knight to b5,
Hmm.
losing move is this, means the winning move from black, and now you can clearly see why. So what
Yes.
threatening? Black is threatening.
Black is threatening the first hit is that black took the g4 square, and then it was completely losing. You can't do anything.
Yes, yes, mainly. The g4 square for the knight is very, very powerful, mainly because this pawn is threatened and I am forced to push this pawn. And after I push this pawn, the black plays this knight f2 move anyway. And what this does is this actually threatens to take that queen, and the queen has no squares to go, because I hadn't played this d5 d4 move to give my queen some breathing squares and some escaping squares. So my king also has nowhere to go. So this is forced mate, and even if I take that pawn with knight, and you can see the material is completely gone, but black has nothing more to do, capture the queen and win the game
Yes.
on the spot. So literally,
And it is also
once.
because the your pawns were manufacturing eggs sitting there in a straight line.
Exactly, exactly.
Zero development. You are just playing on with knights and
Hmm.
all.
I literally was moving my knight too much, and yeah. So see, you can get another indication that you have to think two moves ahead that what the threat can occur, because the knight coming to this g4 square was really devastating. So I had to
Hmm.
prevent that move. uh, you will say, and you will probably think that there are two moves to prevent this knight from ever jumping from this g4 square, but actually I found the best move, which is pawn g4 itself, and
Yes.
think that this pawn can be captured. Yes, there is no problem because this is.
Yeah, only if he wants to lose his knight.
Yes, if he captures this pawn, he also loses the knight because the knight explodes. And this pawn actually on g5 controls this f5 square very like two times. So this g5, when like think every piece is like fitted with some atom bomb with there and cannot be captured. If captured, you have to think very carefully and cautiously before capturing. So yeah, that was the main plan. So that now you can see that knight is completely restricted to this square, and knight at the edge of the board is
Yes.
like literally useless,
Useless.
most useless piece. Okay, so he played this, and obviously I mentioned my idea to this move prevents this knight from ever encroaching his land, because this square is protected by this knight and this square is now protected by this pawn. Now in the game I actually thought for 40 seconds, and in 3 minutes blitz game with nearly 2 second increment, 40 second is like a huge time waste. uh, Not the time waste, I think, because okay, let me tell you my psychology. I thought if I would develop this knight would okay, is developed, but is not much of active one, because mainly because this pawn is restricting the knight's movement. So I needed to play something more solidly, so I played this move, e4. At first glance it does not do much, but you can maybe think of it like controlling this and this square for much more protection, and also opening up this bishop, so if I could eliminate that pawn somehow, so like that. And not much interesting of a move, but solid move definitely. Now my opponent replied what I most anticipated, and that's this e5. So, what do you think that e5 poses a threat or so?
Yeah, because it will take your knight, and
Yes,
your knight has to move,
yes,
and
he's
it will
challenging
force
my
an
knight
exchange
actually.
basically.
Yes, 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 exactly. See, this knight has literally nowhere to go, and knight to b5 squared is like retreating the knight. At
Hmm.
first glance, it does not seem much promising, because after this knight movement, the knight has no like functional squares, because this square is covered by the bishop, this square is
I
covered by.
think, Rijit, you could have done one thing, which is
Okay,
bringing the knight back and then pushing the pawn to g5.
g5.
Okay, then he would have got that square right knight.
Yes,
No, no, it was
yes.
bad idea, bad idea.
No, 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 no. Yes, I cannot.
Then you will have to play a prophylactic move of h3, which would like he could
Hmm.
make three moves in that time, and you might be
Yes, yes,
checkmated by
yes,
then.
yes. So actually,
So,
in atomic chess, you need to very much hurry up with your attack, because you cannot afford to play very slow type of moves. So, so I literally forced, like nowhere else was to go with this knight, and I forced a trade of the knights. Uh,
actually, he forced the trade-off. You accepted it.
Yes, 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 exactly. Because I was threatening this, and that bishop literally was stuck there because it was not being allowed to move by his own white light square pawns. So he
Hmm.
that knight, obviously.
That is why they say Black Lives Matter, because white lives don't. They pull you back.
Oh, oh. Okay, okay, jokes apart. And after capture of the knight, and I was very sure of this move, and I played this, striking the center at the very earliest of the possibilities. Um, you can say that this opens my space a little bit. Okay, but the underlying thing as this pawn cannot be captured. So can you
This
explain
pawn is
this?
very dangerous. This queen
Yes,
file pawn is very dangerous. If you take
yes,
this pawn by mistake also, the queen will go straight through, hit your pawn, and
yes.
dead.
Because in atomic chess, one main thing to remember is when you capture pieces, the doors open up. So this is a like mate in two,
Mate in one.
mate in one. Exactly. This actually excludes the black
King.
king. So that pawn is literally untouchable.
Hmm.
Okay. So he also plays and replies with the brilliant move, which is this. Uh,
Hmm.
this is I understand the main logic behind this move, because this pawn actually disconnects from this king, because this pawn is, since this pawn is explosives, and staying quite close to his king is very dangerous. So yeah, this is understandable. And now I was thinking of developing my knight, but what do you think is the problem, or is there any problem if I develop my knight now like this? What would
Yes, of
play?
course. He will take your pawn and your knight is also gone.
Yes, yes, exactly. The main rules of atomic chess are tingling in your brains when you see such type of moves. So the knight
Hmm.
cannot be developed.
No, but I have seen many people miss this kind of moves. I have often
Yes,
played this
exactly,
move and many
exactly,
people have missed this move.
exactly, exactly. These are
And
the
then I move the
things.
knight away.
Exactly.
In fact, a player once missed my queen. I placed my queen over there, and a player missed my queen.
Oh, that must be very fortunate for you and unfortunate.
Very like I realized it after giving the move, not before giving it.
Exactly. So you need to think ahead two moves. So in order to see what the threat can possibly be. So I literally changed the move order and I took that pawn. So now I can develop with my knight. So that was my idea, and I also calculated another thing. What do you think my calculation was? I would get
I do not know.
this check. I would get this check. This check.
That is a very bad check.
I know that's a very bad check, because only because this can happen.
Yes, like that
Yes.
that doesn't serve any purpose.
Okay. Right. Uh, but he did not give this check. Do you know what he played instead? He played the absolute strongest move here possible. I can also give you a hint, and the people watching this video, you can pause the video and think for like 1 second. If
Probably push the pawn
yes, exactly.
because it cannot be taken.
That
Right.
pawn is also like untouchable pawn,
Hmm.
because if this is taken, then silliest mate in one, the queen will come, because after
Hmm.
capture, always remember the pieces vanish and the doors open up for attack. So I needed to stop that
Right.
pawn, and only way in atomic to stop a pawn is not by capturing, is by physically blocking that pawn, which is this. I blocked that pawn with my bishop.
Hmm.
Because you see, if I played something like an developing move like this, say for example, say I played this, then he would not be hesitant
Forced.
to.
You would be forced to lose.
Yes,
He would
yes,
first take your
exactly.
queen, and
Mm-hmm.
then he would meet you.
Exactly, exactly. And that pawn still cannot be captured, because he will still push and push and keep pushing that pawn.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and you can see that I cannot now block that pawn, because if I block that pawn, he will capture my pawn, and everything
Hmm.
opens up, and his queen is like
Just comes in
very,
through.
very
That's a mate.
dangerous.
That's a mate,
Yes,
right? Bring it,
yes.
bring it in, bring it in. Bring the queen in.
No, the black just took now. So white's move is
Play
now.
any move. Play any move.
The best move would be this.
Then you give it a check.
Black gives me a check. Okay, right?
Then what do you play?
I play this.
Then you come to Queen A4.
Hmm. Interesting. Really interesting. I just lose out of defense.
Yes.
This I think
Oh, that's nice.
yes. But see, I just lost my queen
The
and I
the thing is now you are just opening your hands and squashing on water to stay afloat.
exactly. And see, I am white and I should be the one attacking. And this completely turns the table, and now black is attacking. So
Right,
I'm
right.
defending with all my pieces, and I'm like fleeing with my king and just
Mm.
providing it safety. So so that wasn't a very good move because see that pawn had such power and I literally needed to stop it from advancing any further. So I needed to play this. And now that's there's a check incoming. Do you know what? There is a little nasty check incoming because this pawn is now protecting this square. So initially I told you no the that bishop.
Oh, so the bishop will come in.
Yes. Now this bishop will come in and that will be very nasty. Uh,
No, that will not be
queen,
nasty.
or that queen can also come. Uh,
If the queen comes in, it will be a complete waste move. Like I can just play pawn to
yes.
b4.
Yeah, this if this then this. This is the main defense in atomic chess, which differs with normal chess. That you can actually block that pawn adjacent to the queen, and the queen is helpless, and queen cannot capture obviously.
Exactly. Like
Uh,
you can't capture a pawn even when it's without any defense, because the pawn is
exactly,
itself its
exactly.
defense.
Yes, pawn is itself explosive. So yeah, uh, he actually I think
Gives the bishop
point
check.
the point where he's getting wrong is he did not think very much deeply. So this bishop check does not do very much because I just push my pawn. And for now, the beginner players in atomic chess will say that is this pawn not capturable? Is there not a free pawn because this bishop will blow up, this bishop will blow up? What do you think?
I think that is a good move. Like then your bishop also gets pinned.
Nope, nope. Everything blows up. This is a losing move.
Then it's a mate in one.
Yes.
Oh,
Why?
and then you take the
Because
queen through,
this.
blow up his king.
Yes, exactly. That pressure on that mutual pressure on that queen on that d file is still there. So you still
Hmm.
need to remember that. So obviously that pawn cannot be captured, and he plays the absolute best move, which is to trade the bishops. Do you know how to trade that bishop? Think. What do you think he
He will take the pawn with his bishop.
exactly? And taking that pawn actually uh,
Also frees up his way of coming in for the
yes,
king.
it also no. This pawn is again very dangerous because this pawn was
Hmm.
defended by this bishop, and
Hmm.
because of that bishop, it could not move further. And now after he
Right.
does this, this is a big threat that he will push, and with this most explosive pawn on the board. This is probably the most explosive pawn on the board because other pawns are those same explosive but more less threatening kind of. So he does this, and if you think for like two 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and I'm giving you an opportunity. So think from the white side. What would I play to checkmate that king? Uh,
Checkmate. I can't even see a check. You are telling about mate.
yes, you need to think like two moves ahead.
You can do one thing. You can just castle the king.
See, castling is okay, but in atomic chess, castling mainly does not do that much safety to the.
Or you can do one thing. You
Mhm.
can play your bishop to d2.
Bishop to d2. Interesting move. Interesting move. Quite interesting move. Uh,
That also, if you see, blocks the path of his queen and also
uh,
blocks the path of his pawn.
Pawn. This pawn and this queen is okay. Okay, I understand. But I should say there is a very dangerous counter attack. Like bishop to d2 is a defensive move. Think about this in like this way, that what does bishop to d2 do other than defense? Like it is purely a defensive move.
So you can do one
So
thing, queen to b3. That can
yes,
be done.
yes, yes. I want to attack, and if you notice one thing, that he does not have immediate threat on my king. Like
Hmm, hmm.
this check does not do anything. This can be blocked in a very simple way, and this pawn is two moves ahead. Like not ahead, two moves.
It has to go two moves to check your
Yes,
king.
yes. So this pawn is not much of an attacker as of now. So I need to think of an attack in just two moves. So that's the best move, queen to b3. But do you know? Yeah, can you find a defense for black? If I
Bishop to e6.
Yes, exactly. Because the bishop is still explosive and the bishop had not been developed till now. So
But then you are
control
going to
this
give
square.
no. Then you are going to give bishop queen to b4. Simple.
Queen to b4 will also do, but okay, let me draw the arrow a little bit cleaner. If this, then this. If this, then this. He has, or this. He has sufficient
Okay, he
defense.
can force a queen trade off, right?
Yes, he has sufficient defense. So I thought about this, and as you can see, this bishop trade occurred, and this wasn't played in the game. What was played in the game? This was played. Okay, I okay. I actually played bishop d2. Okay. Yes, okay. Never mind. I played this bishop d2 move, and now he played this move, and this prevents, obviously I discussed now what this prevents,
Hmm.
my queen from coming out and attacking his king. But
Hmm.
now actually I tricked my opponent. uh, as you can see, bishop d2 move, I literally took 40 seconds. Don't know why. I was probably thinking of this block. Yes, I was thinking of this block, and now I tricked my opponent. So think of a move that that actually provokes that bishop to trade, and if see, I already told that that bishop is very powerful defense. So I needed to remove that defense somehow, right? So
Hmm.
I provoked that bishop, like provoking to tempt the bishop in some way that he comes and captures, like material wise. He thinks of materialistic uh, gain, but he completely forgets something deeper. So can you think something of like this?
If you give the queen for free, obviously he's gonna take the queen.
Obviously, I cannot afford to leave and lose my queen. Something instead of the queen. See, what can he now play? Can he capture that pawn and win heavy material pieces?
Yes, he can.
Yes,
See
but
you.
that loses. That's a losing move. You know why?
Yes, then you lose the defense. No, the only defense which you had,
Yes,
you're losing it.
yes, because this powerful diagonal is only defended by that bishop. So
Huh.
I actually tricked him and gave this move, and I not a trick, if you might say, that I might have
I would say it was
wanted.
foolish of him to take it.
Exactly. I was probably planning to come this way, but he did this amazing blunder, and
Done.
guess what?
Then it's
What did
game
I?
over. Like I would have resigned at this point.
Exactly, and it is like amazing to think that a 2000 rated player fall for this. Probably, see, his time is like 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Like he had time to think. Why did he
Yes,
go for
he
this
didn't
move?
think. Uh, probably I have an explanation because he looked at my rating. I was 300 points.
So maybe you wouldn't see the queen coming in. What a logic, man.
No, he's just saw that I am such a lower rated player. He's 2000 rated player, so he will beat me on time. So, and he can probably force queen trade. And if a queen trade occurs, everybody knows the game becomes like fully drawish time, and it
Hmm.
literally takes much more of time.
Hmm.
Yes, nevertheless, and I play the absolute winning move. This
Hmm.
is very very threatening move because this threatens this.
He has nothing. He
He
has
has
absolutely.
nothing.
He can do one
Yes,
thing. He can play his queen. That also does nothing. I was saying queen e7, but that also does nothing. You will simply come to
queen
queen
e7 does nothing.
e7.
This is literally check, and after he moves, I
Hmm.
queen and like he just explodes.
That's done. Mate, mate.
Yes,
Then it's
mate.
mate.
Actually, you can think of one defense that prevents this whole line, which is this move. But this does not work now. Do you know why? This
Uh,
temporarily, it seems it blocks my queen from.
you can take his queen with your pawn, man.
Exactly, exactly. This move
He's just
work
giving the
with.
queen for free.
Yes, he has nothing else to do. See, so and after this, I okay. Now black's move, and what will he do? He can go nowhere literally. If he goes here, then I come with my queen, and that mate is unstoppable. See, that mate is unstoppable. His king
Hmm.
is way too
Unstoppable mate.
vulnerable, way too vulnerable for my queen. And I obviously told in the very beginning that atomic chess, queen, and knight is very very powerful. Knight is mainly powerful because it can jump and avoid obstacles.
And once the queen enters the second seventh rank, it's just game over.
Just game over. Just there is no way to defend checkmate because I am
Hmm.
threatening this, and undefended queen can deliver checkmate mainly because the king cannot capture and no other pieces can capture since it's adjacent to the literally to the king. So in the actual game, he played this. This
Which is
move
again losing. Which is
does
go straight.
prevent kind of this, but I
But what
played
you will go
this.
to yes, this move.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, there's nothing to do. And he's forced to move his king. And this
Mate.
delivers this amazing
Mate.
checkmate. So you can also look again at my clock. Oh, Baba. I am just
One
left with
subscribe and one like is equal to 1 second added to Rigid's clock.
nice tagline. Yes, I am literally left with 13 seconds in my clock, and I am very proud that I managed to win this move. And if I had recorded that move moment when this happened, actually you would see that I was jumping around everywhere, and I was literally blown out of my mind. And what just happened? Did I just mistakenly won this match against a 2000 rated player? Or like truly amazing, truly amazing.
Yeah, that was actually a blunder, no? Taking
Yes,
that
with
those
that
things.
bishop,
It was a
and
blunder.
that bishop was
Yes.
a very great defense. So he.
Like before that, it was drawish kind of a thing.
Yes,
After he
yes,
took
yes,
that,
yes, yes.
it was
And
just win.
if he could draw the game, he would win on time because I
Hmm.
see that time on my clock is 13 seconds, and what would I achieve with 13 seconds and only 2 second increments? And he's obviously such high in time. So yeah, definitely, definitely. If he hadn't fallen for that trap, but unfortunately he did. So this was my
Right.
best win in atomic chess probably because obviously because I defeated a very high rated player, and this game managed to earn me 1756 rating in atomic chess. So I'm very very happy.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. And so, how did you find this game? And how did you find atomic chess in general? Was it interesting? Was it novel? And So please.
Don't tell me about novel. It reminds me of coronavirus.
Exactly. But keeping corona outside our video, please comment, like and share this video and give a big thumbs up so I can understand that you really liked it video.
And so that you can also taste the thunder.
What on earth. Right, and please do subscribe if you are new to my channel, and you will probably find some videos here. So uh, subscribe for more interesting videos, and I will also come up with the live streams and much fun things on the other variants also. So let's see. For today, this is the end of this video. We can talk and
Thank
see
you.
each other later.
Bye.
Bye bye.